We are the keepers of the flame, the sacred order. Let the ceremony begin. And today, faithful acolytes, we take a look at this. And what this is Oriental Kitchen hot Korean noodles. So another entry into the spicy Korean noodles. Here we can see some of the hot chili peppers. And this looks like it. I can't tell what language this is. Thai, maybe? These are possibly not Korean noodles after all. So they are, oh yeah, Thailand. Right there. And so it's the Mama Hot Korean flavor from Oriental Kitchen. And let's see what is in here. Boy, can we pull this in? I don't even know. Let's try. Okay, so we have directions which we are going to ignore. And we do have, right there, capsaicum oleo resin. So we definitely have some extract in here. Now, I do all my noodles the same way, guys, which is to generally ignore the directions. And so it depends on if there's powder. So if there's powder, and you guys can feel free to look at any of the other videos I do as well. But if there's powder, and I'll show you actually a video where I use hot sauce with powder at a later point. But what I do with these is we take a look here at what we have. So, man, let's keep those in there. So what first thing I do is I break up the noodles a little bit because I don't like eating these with chopsticks, and I generally dislike sloppy foods. So then we're going to take a look in here. I'm not going to actually show you all of this. You can check out some of the other videos if you want to see it. I've done this enough times, and there's enough of these now. This looks like spring mix and onions and junk, so we're going to toss that. So we're just going to be using the flavor packet. Flavor packet is soft. You can see it squishing here a little bit. So this one, I actually will not be putting in the noodles. If it was dry, I would put it in there and let it cook with the noodles. Generally, what they're wanting here is they want you to pour boiling hot water over the top. I don't like to do that. What I do instead is I put just enough water to cover these noodles, throw them in the microwave for 4 minutes, let them sit for 5 minutes, and then add the seasoning, which is what we will do right now. And here we are with them all nice and cooked and drained and so on. So they've cooked for the time that I mentioned, and they have been sitting for about 5 minutes. Sometimes I let them sit longer. All right. I don't like trying to eat super hot noodles. It's a good way to physically damage the inside of your mouth. All right. Okay. Let's get all that in there. All right. You can definitely smell the extract, so this might be a hot one. Okay, hot Korean noodles.
Yeah, let's see here. Where's our flavoring? There it is.
Definitely don't like to have chunks of just raw is not right. Solid chunks of flavoring. I don't like that when I hit those. So I like to try to make sure that I spend a lot of time making sure we're thoroughly mixed up, and I think we're set from here. It's a really stepped on version of, that's what it tastes like, a really stepped on version of that Korean paste. That's sort of ubiquitous. Not a ton of flavor in this one. Definitely extract heat though, no missing that. You know, it wasn't unpleasant. I would not put it in the upper echelon of stuff that I've had. Honestly, I probably would not get this again either. Korean noodles by way of Thailand, but it wasn't horrible. The extract heat definitely is there right away, but this really is probably just barely a legit one. This is not one of the super hot noodles. And I think if you did a challenge with like a bunch of packets of these, you would get full before you would get anywhere near to the point where you would have to call mercy because of heat. Definitely not enough to induce, calf cramps or anything like that. Thailand is actually pretty good with how they use their extract. Most of the Thai stuff I've had, you can tell it's stepped on. You can tell it's stepped on considerably. There's no mistaking that, but they do it in a way that it doesn't also taste foul. And I think that's a really, really fine line to walk, and most of the Thai stuff that I've had does that admirably. So the Thai stuff, even though they're using extract, I really don't mind all that much, because it's not like, for instance, that Samyang, which actually is from Korea, where it is basically just almost nauseating levels of extract, and there you go, So this one, I think if they would have aimed this more as a barbecue type flavor, I think they would have been better. As it is, just kind of going for a hotter version of that Korean paste is okay, but I don't know, it's just, it probably isn't something I'd ever want to attempt again, so I would say it's just okay. But anyway, there you have it, our look at the Mama Oriental Kitchen hot Korean flavored noodles. Now go forth in peace to serve the flames.